Hello everybody, nice to meet you again. My name is Tang. Today I would like to tell you six conversation and first conversation is between two people, one man and one woman. First the man told the woman to look at his new winter coat. He explained that he had bought it that morning. The woman was surprised. The woman was surprised about that, and she said that it was still summer and he couldn't wear it for several months. Finally, the man said he noticed, and he explained that he had a good deal on it. That's the end of first conversation. Next is the second conversation. This conversation is about three people, one man and two women. First, the woman wanted to announce that the new client would be there on Friday morning. So she wanted to find a place for the meeting. Then the man suggested using the conference room. However, the woman too explained that room was already booked. So the man suggested using his room, and the woman one would agree if they brought in some extra chairs. Finally, the women too agreed with them. That's the end of the second conversation. Now let's move on to the next conversation, the third conversation. Firstly, the man said hello to the women, and he wanted to announce that he would be arrived in 15 minutes right on time for us. So he wanted to ask the woman to pick him up at the station. The woman had no problem with it, and she wanted to know where she should wait for him. Then the man replied that he would stand outside by the main entrance. Finally, the woman agreed with him, and she said she would arrive soon because the service was light there at that time of day. That's the end of the third conversation. Now the fourth conversation is about two people, one man and one woman. First, the woman one said that she didn't know what to do. She explained that she had to stay late that night, and the last bus to her neighborhood left at 7:30. So the man suggested she should use the subways because the subways ran until midnight, and he supposed that that one would go to her house near her streets. And finally, the woman agreed with him, and she was wondering why she didn't think of that. Now let's move on to the fifth conversation. This conversation is about two people, one man and one woman. First, the woman complained that her room was so dark. So the man suggested she should move her desk next by the window so that she will have more light to walk by. However, she explained that her desk was so heavy, so she couldn't lift it. And the man disagreed with her. He said that the desk wasn't that heavy, and she offered to move her desk for her. Finally, the woman was happy with that, and she felt very thankful. That's the end of fifth conversation. Now the last conversation, sixth conversation, is about three people, one woman and two men. First, the man one complained that the photocopier was broken down again, and the woman explained that was the third time of the month. and the woman one and the man one agree with her. Yeah, and he needed to get this copy ready for tomorrow, for the next day, workshop. However, so the man too suggested the next day workshop, so he didn't know what to do. So the man too suggested he should go to the coffee shop across the street, and the man one explained that he had thought of that, but I had charged him a lot of money. Finally, the woman had found out a solution, and that she suggested he should use the photocopier in the law's office. She supposed that they wouldn't mind.